Every fortune begins with a single idea. Welcome to Mind Capital. What began as one man's determination had become something far greater. Every toy on that workbench carried the same quiet promise. If it was worth making, it was worth making well. That simple belief was about to change everything. Then, in a single winter night, everything changed. The workshop that had taken years to build disappeared before his eyes. In only a few hours, decades of effort were reduced to fire, smoke, and silence. When the sun finally rose, there was almost nothing left to save. Every beam, every piece of furniture, every year of hard work had vanished overnight. Yet as Ole picked up one surviving tool, he refused to believe that his story would end in these ashes. Losing everything can break a man or redefine him. Instead of mourning what was gone, Ole made a quiet decision. If his workshop could not survive the fire, then he would build something even stronger from the ground up. Every great comeback begins with something small. In the silence of his temporary workshop, Ole shaped more than a simple wooden toy. Without realizing it, he had carved the first piece of a legacy that would one day inspire millions of children around the world. To everyone else, it was only a small wooden toy. But history is often rewritten by ideas that seem insignificant at first. Ole had no way of knowing that this quiet moment would become the first step toward one of the world's most beloved brands. Against every expectation, the workshop came back to life. Every handcrafted toy carried the lessons of the past, and every smiling child reminded Ole why he had refused to give up. But deep inside, he knew one important piece was still missing. The toys were winning hearts across Denmark. But once they left his workshop, they became just another toy on another shelf. Ole realized that if people couldn't remember who made them, they could never remember his dream. That night, Ole searched for more than a name. He was searching for an identity, a promise every child and every parent could trust. He didn't know it yet, but one simple idea was about to change the toy industry forever and begin a legacy that would inspire generations. After countless hours of searching, inspiration finally arrived. In that quiet workshop, Ole found more than the perfect name. He found an identity, a purpose, and the first step toward a brand the world would one day know as Lego. The name was Lego. What had begun as one man's dream was becoming a symbol of quality across Denmark. With every journey, more families discovered the craftsmanship behind the name, and this was only the beginning. Interest in Lego grew faster than anyone had expected. New orders arrived from across Denmark, and every toy leaving the workshop carried something far greater than wood and paint. It carried the promise of quality, craftsmanship, and trust. The journey had begun. From one small workshop, Ole's handcrafted toys started reaching towns across Denmark. With every delivery, more families discovered the quality, care, and imagination behind his creations. Interest grew faster than anyone expected. New orders arrived almost every day, pushing the small workshop beyond its limits. Success had opened the door to a challenge that skill alone could no longer solve. Rather than slowing down, Ole chose to think ahead. Every corner of the factory was carefully examined, every step reconsidered. He understood that lasting success would depend not only on craftsmanship, but on finding smarter ways to build. Growth demanded more than longer hours. It required the courage to embrace new tools without sacrificing the standards that had earned people's confidence. Every improvement was made with one purpose: building each toy even better than the last. What had begun as a craftsman's ambition was becoming something far greater. Across Denmark, more families welcomed these wooden creations into their homes. Yet Ole believed the greatest chapter was still waiting to be written. As Europe entered uncertain times, even Lego could feel the pressure. Orders slowed, markets weakened, and every decision carried greater risk. But while others saw crisis, Ole saw an opportunity to build an even stronger future. The numbers painted a difficult picture. Every delayed order and every empty ledger threatened Lego's future. But Ole understood that fear had never built a great company. Only courage, determination, and the willingness to embrace change could shape what came next. While most toy makers held tightly to familiar traditions, Ole became fascinated by new materials and new possibilities. He could not know it yet, but one small idea resting in his hands would soon transform Lego in the future of play forever. The future rarely arrives without doubt. While others trusted only what had worked before, Ole chose to invest in an idea few believed in. It was a decision that would forever change the course of Lego and the history of toys. In 1947, Lego made one of the boldest investments in its history. While many questioned the future of plastic toys, Ole saw possibilities where others saw uncertainty. The arrival of this single machine marked the beginning of a transformation that would reshape the company forever. As the machine came to life, so did a new chapter for Lego. It was more than a technological breakthrough. It was a leap of faith into an unknown future. No one inside the factory could yet imagine that this quiet moment would one day change childhood forever. The first results were far from perfect. Many believed plastic would never match the quality that Lego had built its reputation on. But every failure revealed another lesson, bringing Ole one step closer to the breakthrough he refused to abandon. Most companies would have turned back after so many failures. But at Lego, every setback became another lesson. Night after night, Ole and his team refined every detail, believing that perfection was never found by chance. It was earned through persistence. Weeks of perseverance finally paid off. For the first time, the new plastic toys met the standards Ole had demanded from the very beginning. It wasn't the finish line, it was the first real proof that Lego's bold gamble could succeed. Ole realized the future wasn't in a single toy, but in how every piece could work together. Children would no longer simply play, they would create, rebuild, and imagine without limits. A revolutionary idea was beginning to take shape. The first prototype proved the idea could work. It wasn't perfect yet, but for the first time, every small piece pointed towards something far greater. Ole understood he wasn't creating just another toy. He was laying the foundation for a whole new way to play. Every great revolution begins with a single idea and the courage to pursue it. The prototypes were only the beginning. What would come next would transform childhood forever and change the world, one small brick at a time. Ole believed the future didn't belong to bigger toys. It belonged to smarter ideas. He imagined a brick that could connect with perfect precision, allowing children to build without limits. Every revolution begins with a vision others cannot yet see. A great idea is only the beginning. Day after day, every measurement, every adjustment, and every failure brought the design closer to perfection. The greatest breakthroughs are built through thousands of small improvements that most people never see. After countless refinements, the breakthrough had finally arrived. The brick was no longer just an idea, it was a solution. The greatest businesses are built when innovation meets persistence and when vision is protected long enough to change the world. Then came the moment that changed everything. Two simple bricks connected with perfect precision, proving that extraordinary success is often built on mastering the smallest details. Sometimes, one perfect connection is enough to change the future forever. The greatest surprise wasn't the brick itself, it was what children imagined with it. Ole realized that the most successful businesses don't create products people simply use. They create possibilities people make their own. What began as one man's impossible idea had become a new way to imagine the world. Great companies are remembered not for what they sell, but for the lives they inspire. And this was only the beginning of Lego's journey. The journey had begun. What started in a small Danish workshop was now crossing borders, carrying far more than toys. The greatest products earn customers, but the greatest ideas earn trust, and trust is what allows them to travel the world. Across different countries and cultures, one simple idea spoke the same language: creativity. The greatest innovations don't bring people together by making them the same. They inspire everyone to build something uniquely their own. Some products last for years. The greatest ones are passed from one generation to the next. True success isn't measured by how long a company exists, but by how deeply it becomes part of people's lives, inspiring every new generation to create. A small dream from Denmark had become a symbol recognized across the world. The greatest companies don't simply build products, they inspire generations to imagine, create, and believe that even the smallest idea can change the future. Every masterpiece begins as a simple idea. Behind many engineers, architects, and designers was once a curious child learning that every great creation is built one piece at a time. The future is built first in the imagination. A company's greatest achievement isn't measured by what it produces, but by what it inspires others to create. Every invention, every masterpiece, and every dream begins with someone who first believed they could build it. Every extraordinary journey begins in an ordinary place. History remembers the finished masterpiece, but it is built by ordinary people who refuse to give up on an extraordinary vision. That is where every legacy truly begins. Every extraordinary achievement begins with one simple decision to start. A single idea can become a legacy. A single creation can inspire generations. Because the future is never built all at once. It is built one piece at a time. Follow us if you liked the video. We would be happy if you share it, like it, and comment.